with the caseworker and her supervisor next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Now, you're probably wondering why. So, if you are brand new to being a foster parent, if you are in the process of becoming a foster parent, I will tell you that oftentimes you have to have meetings with agencies or child protective services or family protective services when there's something that the agency or the state agency may be uncomfortable with. In the past, we've had to meet with agencies because of our dog Atlas, and that's because he looks like a certain type of breed. And because that particular type of breed or dogs that look like that breed is discriminated against, we've had to meet with them. We've had to do temperament testing. We've had to do behavioral testing, or behavioral training, I should say. So temperament testing and behavioral training are two different things. So this is not uncommon for us. But the reason why we have to meet with the caseworker and her supervisor is because of two occurrences that happened with our first agency. I think we were with them 4 years ago now, or 5. I think it's 4. So in our first 2 placements that we've had 3 total. So we've had 8 foster children in our home, and we've had 4 respite children. So 12 total. In our first 2 placements that we had several years ago, we disrupted inside of the first 30 days. And there are reasons for that. And so the main reason why the caseworker and the supervisor wants to meet with us is because they want to talk with us. They want to hear our story. They want to hear from our heart. And they just want to make sure, because we did not disrupt last year. We thought we were going to have an interruption in our case, but turns out, that wasn't the case, thank goodness. So we were able to complete the case. But we informed our agency last year at the time of the possible impending interruption. But the first 2 placements several years ago, we did disrupt inside of the first 30 days, and those children did go to a different foster home. That was per our request. We do have a lot of regrets with that, and we have since then grown quite a bit, and we have gone through a lot emotionally and knowledge-wise, education-wise, and so I really feel like, and we both feel like, that's why we felt better prepared in many regards for the placement that we had last year. So because whenever you disrupt, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring this forward to you guys, whenever you disrupt as a foster parent, foster to adopt, or an adoptive parent, any agency you go with, or if you go with the state, they want to understand, because their goal, number 1, is reunification, or number 2, consistency, stability, permanency, basically. So I know in my heart, and that's what the caseworker gave indication to, that they want to hear from us. They want to talk about it. They want to hear what our reasons were. And we've presented this to another agency before. So this is not the first time we've had to discuss this. I will say, guys, that this is a truth that is hard for me to talk about because it is a deep regret for Sean and I both. We realized after really going through a lot of extensive training on trauma and trauma-informed care and the impact of trauma, we realized that there were different decisions we could have made in the beginning days of the first 2 placements that we had, again, several years ago. I will say the power of ignorance is powerful, and it is overwhelming. And the best advice that I have constantly given to brand new foster or foster to adopt or even straight adopt parents, and these are people who are trying to foster to adopt, or straight adopt through your state, so not domestically or private, not privately in a domestic or private international, but through the state. I will say that being trauma aware, having a strong support network, having a babysitter assigned to your, like certified for your home, certifying your parents or friends, depending on what your relationship status is with friends and family, having people who are capable of coming into your home frequently. So you have to abide to your state requirements or your private agency requirements, and they're all different. And also having savings. Savings helps. It's not a requirement. You will not be turned away unless you go with a private agency. We actually had one private agency that we interviewed with that had a requirement for a particular savings amount. But really, for the most part, all public agencies that, and then going through your state agency, which is considered Child Protective Services or Family Protective Services, I've never had them require us to make a certain amount. Their only thing is they want to make sure that you do make enough to support children in your home. Because the stipend that you receive from your state government, it varies. And sometimes services get interrupted. So you got to make sure you can take care of those kids. So having savings in your home to get started so it can make the first few days or first few weeks manageable, livable, this is huge. Having a solid childcare plan is also huge. Making sure you communicate with your job about the journey you're on, time off that you're going to need, and per your state, every state is different. In Texas, we have what I showed you guys in several videos back. We have a 3 and 30 rule where in the first 3 days, I've got to recall this, we have to get a health assessment done at a very specific clinic. We have to get certain psychological assessments set up and scheduled depending on the child's age. And we have to have regular doctor and dental visits scheduled and ready to go. That's not to mention that if they are a school-age child and the placement takes place during the school year, you have to make sure you have them registered and ready to go so they can start either the next day or the following, Monday if they were to be placed in your home on a weekend. So I just wanted to give you guys that truth and let you know that, we are, it is in limbo. We feel like we're in limbo. And I know Sean and I are going to go in there and we're going to speak our truth. And we have so many people praying for us right now. And, I have faith and I have hope that the supervisor will hear our heart and she will receive us. And I have hope that we will be licensed. This bump was hard initially because I felt stressed. I had a gut feeling. I was like, something feels weird in the cosmos. And honestly, I'm kind of glad now looking back on it. I'm kind of glad I actually had that gut feeling. I am. I'm kind of glad that I did because it has helped me when I heard from the caseworker and we talked a little bit on the phone, and it was actually a good conversation. I mean, she was very sweet. She was very honest. But it just kind of gave me that sense of like, okay, so my gut feeling wasn't just pulling my leg. It was, like letting me know, hey. So yeah, there's that. So at this point, this is really going to be the only video that I post this week. I had our home tour ready to go, but then Sean ended up having to work on a computer project in our breakfast room areas. So I'm gonna have to put that home tour off just a little bit, or maybe just not show this room. But the next two videos that I'm gonna show you guys is I will have a video next week to discuss what the meeting was like so that you can learn about that, you can learn from that, and hopefully this will help you new foster to adopt, or straight adopt parents, soon to be parents. Hopefully this can help you. because that's really what my heart is I want to help people feel stronger and feel far more confident than I ever did in my first beginning days and weeks and months of being a foster parent. So next week I will be posting a video discussing what went on in the meeting, what it was like, and just basically discussing what we're going to be doing moving forward. And then after that, unless something changes, I will post the video the following week from next week for a whole official updated home tour. So that is our update in a nutshell, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could pray for us, if you could lift us up and send forth lots of positive energy. I would really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to keep hope alive. And honestly, I'm not stressed about it anymore, and I'm not upset about it. I think I was like probably the first couple of days or so, because I was trying to process like, oh, my gut feeling was right, and then what does this mean? And like Sean and I've had a lot of very deep, meaningful conversations. I've had a really great conversation with a very dear friend of mine who just provided so much sound logic and just practicality. And because of that, it has really helped ground me, and it's helped me understand from the point of view of the supervisor of Child Protective Services and where she's coming from and her desire and her heart's passion for these children. And so having that perspective has helped me feel calmer, feel more confident, and knowing that when we meet with them next Wednesday, we're going to just put ourselves out on the table there, not literally, metaphorically speaking, and just answer all of the questions, share our story, and really discuss everything that we've learned since those first 2 placements, the successes that we've had since the last placement, and the fact that we still get to visit those 3 children that we fostered last year, because we were able to bond and form a meaningful relationship with their mom. And so because we still get to continue that bond and that connection and that friendship with the mother and the bond and connection with the children, I think it's actually helped the kids. I mean, they actually look forward to seeing us. We look forward to seeing them. So these are things that we're going to share with our caseworker and her supervisor next Wednesday. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, please comment down below, email, let me know, because I really do try to be an open book. I know there's a lot that I won't always be able to share with you guys in detail, because some things do have to remain private, and because I don't know with the first 2 cases, I don't know if they're still open, so there's a lot of details that I can't share. But I can at least try to share parts of our story with you if this is something you're concerned about in your situation, in your family, and maybe you would like to know, how can you guys make a different decision than what we had to. So anyway, thank you so much for coming along for this journey. Thank you so much for your love and support, and welcome to all of the brand new subscribers. We are going to have much more videos to come. This is our journey, and so our journey is a roller coaster. But we appreciate you joining our roller coaster and buckling up for the ride. So I will see you guys next week, and I look very forward to speaking with you guys again. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week and weekend. Bye.